So next up is a man so awesome, he gets two names. We have Jun He and Bernard. You got to tell us why. Come on up. We're going to be talking about fintech and tech. Come on.
First of all, thank you so much for everybody coming on behalf of ArcStone Security and Investment Company. We really appreciate your coming. I see a lot of friends from Markham coming up, a lot of friends from Richmond Hill, Oakville. Really appreciate that. So my name is Jun He, as Crystal just said. So my English name is Bernard, actually Bernard, because I speak French. I used to live in Paris. That's people call me Bernard, but in most of the Western people could still call me Jun. Go figure. But that's me. So I'm the fourth person joined ArcStone Security right after three founders. I'm very excited because I've been traveling over the world, basically from China to Europe to Africa to Canada. This is a great place to do business, and the platform I can see it's super important. You need a platform, you need a team, you need a license. So I joined ArcStone. So here we go. It's better? Thank you. Yeah. So right now, so we are growing so fast from like 4 people to up to almost plus 20 people. So I'm sure we're gonna growing more and more. So so today, so I'm monitoring for the sector called tech, the high tech, fintech. So technology, I think it's everything about growing. It's the engine of the growth to make do the jobs and to do the economic, the fundamental for the economy. So basically, next 3 companies, I basically bring from I know them all and I take them to the ArcStone. I know them very well, and they're cutting edges in the industry. So one by one, they will come up to speak up. So RIFO, the first company. They're in the real estate business. They're not a traditional real estate brokerage, so buy the house using the brokerage firm, then you go to find the financial, the bankers, go to the mortgage, then you gotta, buy the house, then after you gotta have to do the, smart home, you gotta buy the, everything, to the renovation, everything. This is the company, they combine the 3 things together. I think it's a very cutting edge technology and it's a very interesting company. So please welcome Robert, representing the director of RIFO. Coming up, please.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, Jun. When I heard your colleague say, "A man so awesome," I almost jumped in front of you. But I understand now that she was talking about you. It's a great pleasure for me to be here today. I'm really excited to talk about a company that I know and love, RIFO. I really want you to get to know this company, and if I pique your interest throughout this presentation, please feel free to contact me, to contact Jun, and we're very fortunate to have our CEO, Johnson G, here as well today. So we'd love to hear what you think about the company, and we'd love to get to know you better. RIFO is a technology platform. It is changing the way brokers, agents, and customers think about and transact in real estate and its related goods and services. But we go far beyond the traditional transaction-related or based approach. We want to get involved in how an individual manages their home for their life. The platform sits on 3 pillars and allows the RIFO business to facilitate real estate transactions, number 1, mortgages and financing of related products, 2, and home services. So that can mean anything from smart home systems, services to manage your home, add additions and add additions to your home. Everything that you need to manage your home is available through the RIFO platform. The trust we build on 1 pillar transfers to trust in the other 2 pillars, and really you never have to leave the RIFO platform to manage your home. Let me bring up a graphic for you. You'll note on the graphic that the home is central to everything that we do. Although through this focus, we have created a relationship that is initially established by the transaction, But it goes beyond that, again, to involve financing and home services. The RIFO system solves problems for a number of different market participants, but we don't want you to forget that family, represented by the home, is the primary customer. We did not take a build it and they will come approach. The platform's technology integrates with a business model that includes traditional companies below it, and that way we've ensured day one flow in any market that we enter, and that'll be relevant soon. We have to date purchased 16 real estate brokerages, 10 in Vancouver, 6 in Toronto. They hold their own brands, their own business models, their own fee structures. Through scale, they make a sizable contribution to the RIFO bottom line. But where they add the most value is the ability to have first look at the flow and our ability to convert it to from low margin realty to high margin finance to high value added home services. We're maximizing the potential and monetizing each part of the home ownership. The great advantage to the structure is that it can be opened up to non-RIFO brokers if and when we decide to do that. We haven't decided to do that yet, but that is also available to us, and that will allow us to participate in the flow of non-RIFO brokers. The RIFO strategy of acquiring brokerages rather than solely relying on organic growth and expansion in our existing network has really supercharged our ability to extend our gross transaction volume. What we've found is, especially using BC as an example, when we went there, we were able to talk to founders who took a generation to build their business. Johnson, through his efforts, concentrating in 8 months, was able to collect up all of that business. And now RIFO is the largest collector of that flow in British Columbia, the most significant operation in that market. The model reduces costs, increases efficiency, and it is helping an industry that is increasingly feeling pressure to reduce fees because it's diversifying its revenue and it's smoothing that revenue so we avoid what was once the boom bust, all or nothing cycles that we experienced in the past. The frequency of interaction has increased with customers. We now go from somebody who bought a house once every 7 to 8 years to somebody who has to first service their mortgage, to somebody that may be doing home renovations. So the frequency of customer interactions has increased dramatically. The concept and the technology were first developed in 2018, 2019 in Toronto. We are currently proving concept in British Columbia. So we developed things here. We've taken it to British Columbia because in the greater Vancouver area, you're talking about a very concentrated, very controlled marketplace where we can manage things quite efficiently. And that will allow us, once proof of concept is secured, to move the model into other marketplaces. We will come back to GTA first, then we will look for other opportunities, and you'll see later that we'll be looking at other areas in Canada before we go to the United States. Each time we do this, the cloning, we call it, we'll be reducing costs, we'll be increasing our efficiency, we're getting better and better at introducing the model into a new marketplace. So the size of the prize, the North American market is significant. You can see both transaction volume and size. We note that the target markets that we are going to focus on in North America, specifically the United States, is also the #1 market in the world for listed real estate companies. And of note is a Chinese company actually, Baker, B-E-K-E, on New York Stock Exchange. And that's interesting for us because many customers have noted the similarity, many investors have noted the similarity between the business models. Baker's been a great success story. So while Canadians are extremely interested in real estate, perhaps our friends in the United States and Mexico are not as manic about it as we are, it's still important to see what problems we're solving. And I think you'll see that in Canada, US, and Mexico, the problems that need solving are similar. We have a unique and very vibrant business model. We have a very large marketplace to work on. But in order to solve a problem, or in order to be relevant, you need to solve a problem. Agents are struggling to differentiate themselves. They're facing pressure in costs and the ability to diversify revenue. Customers are actually benefiting from a change in information symmetry to the point that they have too much information. They're actually asking us for less. So what they're saying to us, prove that I can trust you, give me the information that I need to make a quick, informed, and intelligent decision, and use technology to reduce costs. Value for money is very front of mind for our customers. The industry is challenged because of increased costs related to bricks and mortar. Technology is expected and in fact demanded by all industry participants to solve that problem, and RIFO does that. Our expansion plan that I talked about earlier, again, once we have proof of concept confirmed in BC, we have it locked down, we can move to other marketplaces. We want to cover Canada. We're going to come back to GTA and finish what we've done here, what we've started here, excuse me. Then we'll move to Montreal, then to Calgary. And then after we do a fundraising in the United States, we're pre-IPO right now, but we hope to take the company public in the United States. We'll be looking at markets that we can access there. Boston has a very similar structure to the markets we've worked in, GTA, GVA. San Francisco presents unique opportunities. That's a market that is struggling and it is looking for solutions, and we think that we'll fit there. The others will, by extension, be markets that we'll be able to access. We think RIFO is a very good fit for the ones on this schedule. We don't want to be all things to all people. We're not going to be in every city in the world, but we will be selective and we will look for the most opportunity. So how are we making money? I mentioned before we have the three pillars. So we have real estate, and that is always going to be significant. It is low margin, but because of its scale, we'll be able to make money there. And its importance, of course, is ability to convert and to provide flow for the second pillar, fintech. And fintech is financial services, your mortgage, your insurance, all the rest of the things you need. But we also have wealth management. When you sell your home, perhaps you don't put it back into the marketplace right away. We can help with that. Home services is split into two areas where we have technology, we have services, and we have financing. So if it's a referral, very easy. You need, you've bought or sold your house, you need moving, you need cleaning, you need that type of staging. That's fine. That's a referral, and it's because of scale and volume, it's very, very much worth pursuing. But if you are doing something more significant, a renovation, if you're putting in a pool, a deck, a driveway, and you need financing, that's another opportunity for us. And again, you're moving from low margin realty to high margin finance to high value added home services. Now, who is making money? Who is making money? I've told you how we're going to do it. Now, who's doing it? Johnson G is our founder, our CEO, but also the chairman of our board. Wendy Tien is our executive board member. I am on the board as well as an independent, as well as Paul Dirksen, who has a very, very storied career, very respected man in the industry, and I think you've all probably know him or have met him in the past. We have a management team that is solid, and they really focus on fintech. Charles has taken a traditional brokerage, or excuse me, a traditional wealth management business, turned it into a fintech enterprise. Cheryl is the architect of our Smart Lending Center. That will help us digitalize the business of mortgages, so it's no longer as onerous as it once was. It's faster, it's more efficient, and we're able to secure the best rates for our customers. Wendell has a very, very established career in Canada. He's taken a number of companies public, and he is very well respected, very well educated, and he certainly has the credentials that'll help us. And then we have Kenneth. Kenneth is our vice president, senior vice president, excuse me, of technologies, and he is very experienced in cyber technology, as well as all aspects of building enterprises. And of course, that's all front of mind for us today. When will we make the money? We're starting right now with a pre-IPO round. We're looking for financing for that, and you'll see that as our forecast, which is aggressive. But what we've noticed, and certainly what I've experienced in life, is technology advancements often take a lot of time to be accepted. I worked through and lived through the finance industry when it's converting to electronic trading. I also lived through it as they were converting to decimalization. The resistance to change was dramatic, but once that change was accepted, there was a real move to adopt the change, and we saw a dramatic increase in those that were willing to accept it. And we think that RIFO is positioned to do that. We firmly believe in the RIFO model, and we believe that it will facilitate and change the real estate industry as we know it. Our forecast is ambitious, yes. However, we feel that once this change happens, we'll start to see it change rapidly. And once it is ignited and gains traction, we feel very, very confident in our forecast. We'd love to have you a part of the story. And as I say, I'd be more than happy to meet with anybody who would like to speak to us more. June and our CEO, Johnson G, is available as well. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, be happy to answer those. If not, I can certainly be available or will be available to answer any questions. Of course, you have our contact information, and June would be available to take any questions on that in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. I certainly know where I gotta go to ask for my next purchase house.